South Australia is battling through one of the biggest marine crises in the state's history. An algal bloom which has decimated sea life along the state's coast. An expert has warned that humans could be greater affected by future algal blooms if conditions persist.
The water off the southern coast of South Australia, full of colour and life, has been decimated. Coral clinging to underwater pylons have suffocated as fish lie along the seafloor. It's a stark contrast to what the ocean looked like along the Yorke Peninsula just 5 months ago.
The state's taken a really big hit here, and we just need to, rather than have these reactive responses when yet another climate-driven catastrophe happens, we need to be a bit more proactive.
The culprit, a type of microalgae called Carina mikamoitoi. Marine biologist Stephen Andrews has been documenting its movement since it was first found in March along the Fleurieu Peninsula. It has now been detected across most of the state's coastline. The grim indicator of its presence is the remains of fish and even endangered seahorses that have washed ashore. 390 species have been affected so far.
Everyone's hoping that things will get better, and all we've seen is things continue to get worse and things continue to spread.
Recent weather events across South Australia providing the perfect storm for it to feed and grow. In 2022, the state's riverland was hit by devastating floods. All that excess water met the ocean at the Murray mouth, bringing with it key nutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus, the perfect fertilisers for microalgae. All that was needed then was warm, calm conditions, and the state has provided exactly that, experiencing one of the driest summers on record.
What I've been able to discover, it's about 2 degrees warmer than it is usually. And it's important to know that this is only one of the many marine heat waves that's happening in the world at the moment.
Beachgoers have been warned to avoid waters where the algae is present, even though it's not deadly to humans or mammals. Surfers have reported having sore eyes and even trouble breathing after being exposed, those symptoms passing within hours or days. But as for marine life with gills, exposure is often a death sentence.
They can kill other marine life by reducing the amount of oxygen in the water, by coating the gills of fish, and also because they've got a toxin in them that can affect the brains and nervous systems.
As conditions cool, the algae will likely disappear, but Dr Mike Bosley warns it will return.
It will form what's called cysts, and they will just drop to the bottom and just lie there inert until the weather conditions improve for it again, it gets warmer and the nutrients come back again, and then it can just explode again in numbers.
The federal government has ignored calls for funding to fight the marine crisis.
The federal government will often just be like, okay, that's a state issue. But what we're seeing with the algae bloom is that it's spreading out across the whole state, and it could spread further. And so there's lessons from what's going on here that are relevant for the whole Great Southern Reef.
The Greens are now pushing for an inquiry when Parliament resumes this month. Monique van der Hayden, Sky News Adelaide.